Good evening and welcome to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. I am your host, Dionne Anglin. Tonight on Sports Extra, we will be chatting with Mr. Colin Anglin, the consultant and event manager for the Cayman Islands Classic. For those of you who are unaware, the Cayman Islands Classic is a men and women's NCAA Division I college basketball tournament, and it begins on Sunday, November 24th, right?
That's right.
That's right. And Mr. Anglin will also touch on some very exciting topics, other very exciting topics. Cayman will be taking part in the 3x3 AmeriCup next month in Puerto Rico, and also the Junior NBA and Junior WNBA, which starts tomorrow at Cayman Bay. So we'll hear a little bit about that in the second segment. We'll hear from Flip Duplessis, the Cayman Islands. He's a board member of the Cayman Islands Ultimate Frisbee. And we have players with him, Gary Snyder, who was a part of the Cayman team. We also have Darren Byerly, along with Melissa Whitmer. Cayman, for those of you who may be unaware, Cayman Islands held its very first Ultimate Frisbee International Tournament, which took place on the weekend, and it featured Jamaica and the United States. We will hear all about it very soon, right after a word from our sponsor, Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside. We'll be right back after the break. Stay tuned.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Prescription refills made easy at Savannah Pharmacy. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045.
Do you know that conditions may change suddenly in an emergency and you may have to leave at a moment's notice? When a hurricane threatens, you should have a grab-and-go survival kit. This kit should include your personal identification and other vital documents, which should be sealed in a watertight pouch or container. For more tips and information, visit the Hazard Management Cayman Islands office or caymanprepared.ky. This hurricane tip is brought to you by Hazard Management Cayman Islands and Radio Cayman 89.9 FM.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman. We've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
All right, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. In the studio with us at the hour, we have Mr. Colin Anglin. He's the consultant and event manager for the Cayman Islands Classic, the one and only NCAA Division I college basketball tournament that's held here on island.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how are you doing, Mr. Anglin?
I'm doing fantastic. Much better now.
Much better now?
How about you?
Well, why are you much better now? What's happening?
Well, it's just great
it's crunch time, huh?
Yeah. It's great to be in your presence, though. The presence
it's very
of
nice for you to be in mine, too. I appreciate it.
Yes, always. Yes.
Okay. All righty. So, well, I know it's crunch time, like we just said.
Yeah.
And it's busy time. Mm-hmm. The last couple of months have been very busy for you and your crew. Mm-hmm. How is everything coming along for you guys at this moment? Where are you all at?
No, things are pretty good. You just continuing just to fine tune and make sure all the nuts and bolts are working, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Of course, there's a tremendous amount of work that goes into an event like this. So this is something that has been going on really in terms of preparations, since January.
Yeah.
But of course, now when it comes to the last few weeks, it's really just about checking, double checking, and triple checking things, right? So that's where we are right now. But again, it isn't our first rodeo. It's the 6th time now for this tournament. So I'm very thankful that I have a great team, and we're ready to go.
Awesome. So what are some of the key factors that have contributed to the success of the Cayman Islands Classic over the past 6 years?
Well, it's a Division One NCAA tournament, and so what people have to understand is that this is not just a tournament that you can make up and then invite whoever you want to invite. It is actually a part of the season for these NCAA teams, right? So what we're basically having is that it's a tremendous showcase because they're playing some of their in-season games here in the islands, and of course it's tremendous for the economy. I mean, it's been proven the numbers are overwhelming. When you look at things like some of the very first tournaments, such as the Maui Invitational, that over the course of 40 years have brought in over 120 million into the economy. And even in the short existence here with the Cayman Islands Classic, in terms of economic impact, I mean, you're easily looking at easily between $1 and $2 million a year in economic impact, right? This is people staying at hotels. This is them buying food. This is them, they're at the restaurants.
The different excursions.
Doing the excursions, the taxis benefit from it. So all of those things. So it's a tremendous thing for the island. And of course, it's inspirational for sports and for our aspiring athletes. Right, so being able to see, touch, and feel is very different. It does something to you psychologically. It's one thing when you're looking at people on the television and you can sit there and be like, man, maybe one day, could that actually happen? But when our kids get to sit down and see that athlete that they saw on TV run right past them, and they're looking at them going, wow, they're human. They're just like me. If they can do it, it's possible that I could do it too. And so it really does something to you psychologically when you're able to be in the presence of those types of events and see the game played at that level.
And speaking of those types of events and games played at that level, let's put on your former director of sports hat.
Yes.
And there's so many different international sporting activities here on island.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Classic coming up. We have the baseball clinic coming up. I think it's around the same time as the Classic.
Mm-hmm.
We just recently held the first Frisbee tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought? Yeah, Ultimate Frisbee is huge.
Awesome stuff.
A huge community of Ultimate Frisbee.
Awesome. Mm-hmm.
It is awesome. And we have our CONCACAF, our men's senior CONCACAF team. They're going to be competing here on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have to say about that and what it does to, of course, our economy and, of course, for our athletes, this sort of experience?
Sure. Well, I kind of just had on my director of sports hat there when I was talking about economic impact and all that stuff. But just to play along with that and to echo those sentiments, I mean, it's fantastic for the island. The Cayman Islands has a great product. We have beautiful beaches. We've been deemed at one point in time the culinary capital of the Caribbean. We've been, at one point, we were also called the friendliest place on earth at one point, I believe. I remember reading in an article. But the greatest product, of course, is the Cayman kind, the hospitality. One thing that you constantly hear from people when they come here is the people are so nice. I'm definitely going to come back. Right, and that, of course, I think is the greatest product because people can replicate beaches, they can replicate beautiful scenery, they can't replicate the Cayman kind, right?
And Roy Jones Jr.'s sentiments, exactly. This is why he keeps coming here every year, and he says, I'm going to be here. Once you invite me, I'm coming. Right. It's going to be his third time. The next time he's here. I forgot to mention our Clash in Cayman 2 boxing event we held 2 weeks ago as well.